Hey there, YouTube. How you doing? Hey, I was just kind of a new YouTuber here, and but I've been using YouTube for many years, and I was thinking about the Sniper Wolf issue and how to solve that. Basically, you would need to have YouTube in order to be fair to everyone, because why should one person be making millions of dollars off content they didn't create? And this applies not just to Sniper Wolf, but to anyone else who has content that is being reviewed or analyzed or whatever. Why should the person checking out the content actually be the only one that makes money off of it? So, I mean, how about YouTube does something similar to this? And this is kind of like a solution to this whole problem. And every person that's creating a video, and if they're using other people's content, they have to link in the editor, for YouTube's video editor, here's all the clips that I'm using of other people. The starting clip time and the ending clip times. And put that all in there. And what YouTube can then do is, instead of giving all the money to, say, Sniper Wolf, and all the other people don't get nothing, even if she references them, like, who's really going to go to another website after watching the video anyways on her site? And when you have a bunch of commentators or, whatever, sitting there making commentary on videos, why are they the ones making all the money? They're just stealing content and going, ha 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 ha, and it's not fair. So I look at it as, if YouTube, so say you use 10 clips in your video, you have to put those 10 clips, links, in the YouTube editor for that video, showing like, hey, here's all the clips I've used. Here's the starting and ending times. Now, the creator is reacting, so, they should get some money, but also all the people that were clipped, they also get money, because that's fair. After all, say, let's use Sniper Wolf as an example, because right now she's the talk of the news. She just takes stuff and doesn't give credit, and even if she did give credit, let's say she changes and gives credit. Well, she has 30-something million subscribers, I believe, on her main channel, and she ended up, say she does credit people in the video. Well, that still does give them money. She still took all that content and just went, ha 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 ha, and made stupid, remarks about a lot of stuff, and maybe sometimes even something witty. I don't personally like that type of content anyways. But, at the same time, if YouTube made content creators put links, hey, here's this channel, and I took this video, and I used portions, 1 second through 3 minutes or whatever, and I made a commentary on that, or, response or whatever, then YouTube, when figuring out who gets paid for that, because, we're not just watching, say, Sniper Wolf, we're watching content that someone else has created. And whether it's like Asmongold or thousands of other, reaction videos, it's not fair that they can just take content and go, ooh, ah, and kind of do it that way. So I think, in all fairness, the best way to handle this is, when you're creating the video, you have to put the content that you're taking. And it also would force people to kind of go to YouTube. So, I mean, it would be another way that YouTube could kind of, hey, keep people on our platform, because YouTube doesn't care about Twitter or doesn't care about, the other streaming services. But if it's content that's taken from YouTube, it has to be linked in your video in the panel where you're publishing that video. And that way, say it's a 10-20 minute video, and someone, say Sniper Wolf has 30 million views, well, why should she be the only one getting money? I know I just said that, but, why not break it down for all the other people? Then everyone gets money. The content that was stolen or used or whatever, they get some money, and it helps everybody. And then she's not making $80,000 a day or whatever it is that she's making. She might make $10,000 a day, but at least the other content creators are now making something. It just has to be a fair system. And allowing people to take videos and just ha 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 and make silly comments about it isn't fair, because those people are not being credited. So I think that's one way that YouTube could handle this. I personally don't think, after what's been going on, I don't think she is going to have any kind of lasting punishment. And the reason I say that is women, on average, can actually get away with a little bit more, especially for what she's done, than, say, guys. If it was a guy enticing, say, two females on a video to do things like she's been exposed recently as doing, I think that what ends up happening, there's always been that double standard. Women get away with more in that aspect of it. If it was a guy showing up at a female's house, I mean, oh my goodness, if a guy doxed a female, like, that would just be like, heads would explode. But, she shows up at someone's house. Well, two things. Why the heck would you do that? And second of all, what's he going to do anyways? Even if he did go outside, even if he, even though you shouldn't do this, but say you did go outside and things started going down. Well, the guy's always going to look bad anyways, even if the female started it. Not that I suggest hitting anyone, of course not. But it's just, she was going to win no matter what. But thankfully, he didn't go out. And, she doxed him. And that's wrong. I mean, there's so many wackos on the internet. You never know which one might show up at your door. So, I mean, you don't want people knowing where you live. That's just wrong. And that's probably the main reason that doxing is actually illegal. Because people have actually lost their lives. Because not only do they start doxing, but some wackos like, hey, I'm going to get them swatted. And then they call the police on that house, like what happened to that girl I saw a video of recently. But anyways, back to the solution. I honestly think that the best solution is just YouTube, to make it that if you're going to include content from other creators on your channel, you have to put the timestamps on it that you're using. And then that way, when the monetary value is evaluated for that video, because she's not creating anything fresh. I mean, she's a pretty girl. So, I mean, other than looking at a pretty face, the intelligence there is just not really there. I mean, I don't see anything unique that she does except just make silly comments. And even if we go back to how her channel started, she's gaming and stuff. It wasn't even really her, was it? As far as I remember, it was her ex or her boyfriend or her partner or whatever that was actually doing the playing. So she kind of lied back then. She's been charged with robbery by the looks of it, from what I saw online, and other things. I've watched the video of her taunting the two kids. It's teenagers, but still underage by the looks of it. I don't know. It's of course you shouldn't do that, and she shouldn't have showed up at someone's house, and she should be crediting creators. But I think the bigger solution is, even if you credited all the people in the world, are they really going to make that much more money? Because they're just going to keep going to your channel just because everything is handed to them. Like Ray Williams, I like him. I actually find him funny. But are all the clips that he's taking off all those sites, are they really getting monetized either? I don't think they are. And even if he credits them, are you really going to go to their channel afterwards? Like maybe some of the bigger ones. But how many small channels are sitting there creating out, good content, only to have no one even go to their website or to their channel? I don't know. I just think it's a messy situation, and I wish there was a better solution. But unfortunately, I think the best thing is what I mentioned. You include content from someone else, and you have to link it. And when the monetization is calculated, say you used one person's video and you just did a commentary on it. Well, shouldn't they get 70% because they actually made the content, and then you get 30%? Or even 80-20? I mean, all you did was react. You didn't create anything. You just reacted to it. Oh my goodness. oh, they jumped in a pool or something silly, you know. It's just not as worthwhile. Like, based on the worth, the person taking the time to create the content, to edit the content, upload the content, only for someone else just come along and hit click play on a video and then go, oh my goodness. I think that it might even should be 90-10. You know, 90% to the original creator, 10% to the commentator. That way, the original creators are getting compensated. And say you have 10 clips in your video. Well, divide it all up among the 10 clips, you know, based on time out of the video. So say a video makes, say, $10,000 in a month. You know, right now, SniperWolf pretty much gets everything. What about the other, 10 people in that one video that didn't get nothing? So divide it up. She gets 10%, and all the other creators together get the 90% divided up amongst them. I think that's fair. I think that's the only real sensible way to go forward. And if you're caught violating that, so, say you have, say you have videos and you don't include someone's clip, well, that goes as a strike, because that's how it should be. As long as that channel is still up and running and you take someone's content and you don't link it, then that should be a strike. And you get 3 strikes and you get deplatformed. I think that's the best way to go forward, and I haven't really heard anyone mention anything about that, but I honestly think that that's, how it should be. So this is my first YouTube video, short of a couple of other channels I had where, in my other job, I was actually catching drunk drivers and posting the videos online. But this is my first, I guess I don't know if it's a podcast, if it's just me making comments. But anyways, so this is Dave. I live in Canada, and, I think my solution is pretty decent. So anyways, have a great day, everyone. And, think about what I said, and whoever can get this up to the chain of command, up in YouTube, maybe get them to implement it, because they're not going to see my little video here in the corner of YouTube. So anyways, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.